In today's video, we are going to study the novel The Lord of Flies, given to us by William Golding. Let's look at the main characters of the novel. First, Ralph. Ralph is very strong and smart. He always wants to save the people around him. He wants to be a people's person. Second is Piggy. Piggy is fat, asthmatic, but he is intelligent. Jack. He wants to be powerful and dominate everyone. Simon. Simon is very courageous and he always wants to help Ralph. Roger. Roger is Jack's best buddy. The novel begins in the aftermath of a plane crash in the Pacific Ocean during an unnamed war in which a group of English schoolboys are isolated on what they assume to be an island under no adult supervision. The pilot died in the crash and the plane has been swept by the sea to the sea by the storm. So all these boys are now on an island under no adult supervision at all, and they are trying to survive themselves over there, and they decide that it's going to be very difficult for them to survive because they all are small and they don't know what to do. So they decided that there should be one leader appointed who will look after the entire group. So they decide that let's make Ralph the leader because Ralph was very sensible and he wanted everyone to survive and he wanted to save everyone and he wanted to take everyone out of that isolated place. So what happens is they find a conch, a shell, and Piggy tells Ralph that if he blows in that shell, it will make a loud noise. And Ralph does that. Listening to the noise, many other children from the group gather there. So Ralph makes a rule that whenever anyone wants to say something, he will first blow the shell, gather everyone, and only then he will speak. So this is what happens in the first slide. While they are in the forest, there is news that there is a beast in the forest. And the small children are really scared listening to the beast, so they don't know what to do. So what they do is Ralph decides to have a meeting. He blows the shell, everyone gathers, and then they decide that now that there are rumors that there is a beast, so let's burn a bit of fire on the mountain top so that it's a signal. If anyone sees the smoke, they will try to come and save us. So this is what he orders the group to go ahead and do. When they gather enough wood for the fire, Ralph and Jack wonder that how to burn the fire now. Piggy arrives there and Jack suggests that they should use his glasses. Jack snatches them from Piggy and Piggy cannot see without his glasses. Eventually they use his glasses to reflect the rays of the sun, starting a fire. The boys are mesmerized by the fire, but it soon burns out and the fire turns out to be a really big fire. While Jack was really scared what will happen now because the fire has taken a complete different turn and it has started spreading across the jungle. And Ralph was the one who wanted everyone to build a shelter so that they can save themselves, they can stay safe from maybe the wild beast or the fire, but everybody was just busy talking among themselves and nobody was helping him to build the shelter. One night they hear a loud noise, as if something had fallen from a great height. They were not sure what exactly that was. They were all assuming that it could be the beast. So the next day, Ralph tells Jack, along with his group of hunters, to go and supervise the jungle and see what exactly that is. However, some boys come to Ralph and they tell him that Jack and his boys don't actually do their work very seriously. They fool around in the afternoon, they go swimming, and they waste a lot of time, but they don't do any work. Listening to this, Ralph calls Jack and he tells him that this is something he should not be doing, but he should be doing his work very seriously. Jack gets really angry listening to this and he doesn't like Ralph telling him what he should be doing. So, what they decided to do is call for another meeting and again elect an
they want a new leader. They are not happy with the way Ralph spoke to them. So they called for a meeting, they had a voting once again, and once again Ralph was only elected as the leader. So Jack gets very angry and he takes his group and he uh, leaves the island where Ralph was staying. So now Ralph has a different group and Jack has a different group. The group that Jack has turns out to be, you know, two professionals as a hunter. What they do is they start growing their hair, they take paint and they paint their face. They have a weapon all the time around them, and they behave like extreme professional hunters, and they go out to hunt animals in the forest. They start doing exactly what they want to do, and they do not listen anything to what Ralph had told them earlier.
Now Jack and his group do whatever they want to do. They go for hunting, they kill animals, they live the way they want to live. They feel that they are the owners of the island, and Jack by nature always wanted to be a leader, and he always wanted to dominate everyone around him. He wanted superiority. He always felt that he is above everyone and he is superior to everyone. So he behaved in that way. He went out for hunting. So one fine day, when they went out for hunting, they hunted a pig. They caught the pig, they cut his head, they put the pig's head on a stick, and they dug that stick in the ground. Now, the stick, there is a pig's head on the stick, and there are a lot of flies sitting on the pig's head. So Simon one fine day went towards their place, and he saw that there is a pig's head put on a stick, and there are a lot of flies around it. So he continuously stares at the head of the pig, and he keeps staring at the flies. The pig's head is completely covered with flies. You will not be able to see even a single inch of the skin of the pig's head. There are only flies and flies on it. So he keeps staring at the flies. And suddenly he feels that the pig's head is talking to him. And he tells the head tells Simon that there is no beast in the jungle, but the beast is within themselves. The way they are behaving with each other, the way they are only looking for superiority, and one wants to be superior than the other, one wants to dominate the other. That is the actual beast over there, and there is no other beast. Listening to this, Simon runs in the forest and he tries to go on the mountain top to see what had fallen from a great height that day. And there he finds out that there is a man who is in a parachute, and he sees that that man is dead. Simon gets really scared and he starts running from there and reaches the tent where Jack and his group is resting, and they were not they were having a feast on the meat of the pig. So when they see Simon, they feel that there is a beast that is coming towards them, and they kill Simon. Simon had named the pig's head the Lord of Flies. While Simon was killed, and now Piggy is aware that Simon has been killed by Jack, so Piggy is really upset by Simon's death, and he decides that he will now go to Jack and ask him that why did he kill Simon? Why did he not check whether it was really the beast or whether it was Simon? How could he just kill someone that he wants? He just cannot dominate anyone, he just cannot kill anyone, because everyone's life is precious, and Jack does not have a right to kill someone he wants. Piggy goes to Jack and his group to ask him to question them why they had killed Simon. So they started harassing Piggy as always. They had taken his glasses that they were not returning, and Piggy was really upset. Till then, Ralph sees that they were harassing Piggy. He comes there to save him. What they do is they take a stone and they throw on Piggy, and they kill Piggy also. Ralph is really surprised that they have killed Piggy, and he gets really furious by the way Jack and his group is behaving, the way they are not considering another person's life to be important, but all they want is dominance on the entire land. And they start running behind Ralph in order to kill him. On seeing the smoke that was there in the forest, a Navy officer approaches them. Ralph rushes towards the beach where he finds the Navy officer. His ship saw the smoke and came to the island. The officer thinks that the boys have been playing games. The other officer begins to appear from the forest, and he tries to announce his name and his address, but he cannot say what was once so natural. Ralph says that he is the boss, and the officer asks them how many they are. He scolds them for not knowing exactly how many they are and for not being organized, as Britishers are supposed to be. Ralph says that they were not like that at first. Earlier they were organized. Ralph begins to weep for the very first time on this island. He weeps for the end of innocence and the darkness of man's heart, and for the fall of Piggy. The officer turns away embarrassed, while the other boys await the cruiser in the distance. The last paragraph of this particular book is very chilling, is very disturbing, wherein Ralph and the boys appear to have saved and Jack's rule has been destroyed. Again, the perspective shifts, wherein and we looked away from the boys and now towards the cruiser. The boys will be heading into an other war. Ralph has been saved not to return to his house, but to an other war he has dreamed of, but he will be carried towards a larger war which is not of his making. Those who are conducting the war have the same immature attitudes towards civilization and power that the boys on the island have. The Jacks of the world may yet have their way. So, with this, we end the novel, The Lord of the Flies. In this way, William Golding has successfully depicted the nature of evil and the conflict civilization versus savagery in his remarkable and commendable novel, The Lord of the Flies. So, many questions, at least one question will definitely come from this novel. That could be either wherein we'll have to discuss the character of Ralph as a protagonist with reference to the novel, or else the character of Jack as an antagonist with reference to the novel. So, any one of this question is going to come for sure from this novel. So, this is all about the novel. I hope you all have understood it. And if you have any doubts regarding it, you can always ask me in the comment section. Thank you.